Okay, we already know four stroke SI engine. Okay, what is SI engine here? Spark ignition engine. Okay, and what is CI engine? Nothing but compression ignition engine. Okay, first of all, we are going to discuss four stroke SI engine. That means within the four stroke engine, we are going to discuss about the SI engine. Okay, see somewhat blur in this picture, but it is clear. You can understand the procedure whatever is going to happen here. Okay, in four stroke SI engine there will be four strokes. Okay, there will be four stroke. One is intake stroke, and the second one is compression stroke, third one is expansion stroke, and the fourth one is exhaust stroke. I already said what is stroke. If it moves from one dead center to the another dead center, that means one point to one end to the another end, that is the stroke. Okay, so here intake stroke means in this stroke the piston is going to move from one dead center to the another dead center. Okay, in intake stroke the piston is going to move from top dead center to bottom dead center. Okay, and coming to the compression stroke. Okay, now where would be the piston now? At the bottom dead center. Within the intake stroke, the piston is at top dead center and it is going to reach towards the uh, crankshaft. That means it will travel downwards, okay, towards the bottom dead center. That means if it reaches from top dead center to bottom dead center, that means the intake stroke is going to complete. Okay, so intake stroke starts at top dead center and intake stroke uh, stops at bottom dead center. Okay, that means there will be completion of intake stroke when the piston is going to travel from top dead center to bottom dead center. Okay, TDC to BDC, that is the completion of intake stroke when it reaches bottom dead center. So when it reaches bottom dead center, then compression stroke is going to start now. Okay, so in the compression stroke, the piston at the start is going to be at the bottom dead center. Okay, and when it reaches top dead center, when the piston reaches from bottom dead center to top dead center, that is the end of compression stroke. Okay, so from first of all, from top dead center to bottom dead center, that is the intake stroke. And now again, if the piston travels from bottom dead center to top dead center, that is the compression stroke. Okay, again if the piston moves from top dead center to bottom dead center, then next that is the expansion stroke. Okay, and again the piston has to move from bottom dead center to top dead center, that is the exhaust stroke. Okay, I hope you get an idea on it. Okay, stroke means piston reaching traveling from one end point to another end point, nothing but top dead center to bottom dead center, or from bottom dead center to top dead center. Okay, so now what is intake stroke? Intake stroke means when the piston is going to reach start from top dead center and reaches bottom dead center, that is the start and stop of intake stroke respectively. Okay, and then sequentially compression stroke is going to happen when the piston is at the bottom dead center itself. Okay, when it reaches from bottom dead center, and if it reaches a top dead center, that is the start and stop. Okay, start and end of the compression stroke. When the piston is at bottom dead center, that is the compression start of compression stroke, and when the piston reaches top dead center, that is the end of compression stroke. Now where the piston is at the top, okay, then that is going to continue for the expansion stroke. Okay, from top dead center to bottom dead center, the piston reaches from, in expansion stroke the piston travels from top dead center to bottom dead center. Okay, that is the start. Okay, at TDC it is the start of expansion stroke, at BDC it is the end of expansion stroke. Okay, and now where the piston is at the bottom, so from bottom the exhaust stroke is going to start. Okay, so now within the exhaust stroke the start will be from the bottom dead center, and when the piston reaches top dead center, that is the end of exhaust stroke. Okay, so what is the difference between all these means? Here it will in intake stroke the piston moves from top dead center to bottom dead center. Okay, and meanwhile here there will be intake valve here. Okay, inlet valve or suction valve. We call it is inlet valve or suction valve. Inlet valve we can call Okay, and this is going to open now. In intake stroke, the main indication is the piston is going to reach from top dead center to bottom dead center, and the intake valve is going to be open condition, but exhaust valve remains closed. Okay, the exhaust valve is going to be remain closed, and the inlet valve is going to open, and the piston reaches from top dead center to bottom dead center. This is the ideal process. Okay, first of all we will go through the ideal process, and next we will talk about the actual process happening in, sorry, actual process going to happen within the engine. Okay, so first of all I'm going to talk about only the theoretical or ideal working. Okay, theoretical or ideal working of engine. Okay, in ideal working of engine within the intake stroke, when the this spark plug sorry, this inlet valve is going to open, that means it will come down and the air and fuel is going to get into the combustion chamber. Okay, that is in the intake stroke. And coming to the compression stroke, both inlet and exhaust valves are going to be in closed position. Okay, they won't allow any air to come in or any residual gases to get out. Okay, only here we have the both the walls are going to be in closed position. Okay, these are the walls, this is one wall and this is another wall, these two walls are going to be in closed position. Okay, and the piston reaches from bottom dead center to top dead center, that is the compression. And next coming to expansion. Okay, this inlet valve is there. Okay, these inlet valve as well as exhaust valve are going to be in closed position. Both valves are also in both compression and expansion. During expansion and compression, both the valves remains closed. Okay, any valve is not going to open. Okay, so in these both, okay, both are going to be in closed position. In compression or in expansion, both the valves are going to be in closed position. Only difference between these two is here in this compression process, the piston is going to move from bottom dead center to top dead center. Okay, and here in expansion process, the piston will move from top dead center to bottom dead center. Okay, top dead center to bottom dead center. Okay, that is the main procedure going to happen within the expansion. And coming to the exhaust. Okay, here there are already some combustion gases. Okay, they should be left. Okay, and then what is the procedure going to happen in the exhaust means inlet valve is going to be closed. Okay, inlet is in closed position, and now in exhaust stroke, the now the exhaust valve is going to open. Okay, see here, main as a easy point to make out, in intake stroke inlet valve is going to open. Okay, in exhaust stroke exhaust valve is going to open. Okay, that is the indication, a simple indication. Okay, intake stroke means the inlet valve is going to open, and exhaust stroke means exhaust valve is going to open. And in compression and expansion, both the valves are in closed position. Okay, just keep in mind that. Okay, now what is the procedure is going to happen now? Okay, we will know the procedure here. And see here, this crank. Okay, see here, this is the crank. Okay, and this crank will take 180 degrees rotation for every stroke. Okay, this crank will take 180 degrees rotation for every stroke. So here finally we have four strokes are there. Okay, 4 into 180 means 720 degrees. Okay, to complete one cycle, to complete one complete cycle for a four-stroke engine, it will take 720 degrees of crank rotation. That means for each stroke it is going to take 180 degrees. Okay, for example, in intake stroke, the crank is going to travel from this point to this point, nothing but 180 degrees. Okay, and in compression stroke, the crank is going to rotate from this point to this point, another 180. Again, the crank is here, one revolution of crank is completed, that is one revolution. See here, from up to in intake stroke it is from here to here, half revolution. And in compression stroke this is from here to here, half revolution. Totally one revolution is completed here. Okay, and in expansion, Sashank, is there any problem? Okay, and in expansion stroke, here it is going to start another revolution. Okay, if this is the crank, okay, and this is going to take another revolution. Already one revolution is completed. Okay, in intake stroke 180 degrees, complete revolution means nothing but 360 degrees. Okay, so within two strokes where the crank is going to complete one complete revolution. Okay, and in expansion another stroke, another revolution is going to start. Okay, so here another going, it will start from here and again it is going to take out. Okay, so another half revolution, okay, within this expansion stroke. Okay, and another half revolution is going to take from here to here. Okay, so totally here 180 in this intake stroke, 180 compression stroke, 180 and expansion stroke, another revolution. This is the second revolution, okay, which is 180 degrees, and also this is another 180 from here to here. Okay, in the exhaust stroke. So for totally how many degrees of rotation for a crank to complete a cycle? Okay, to complete a whole cycle it will take two revolutions, and what, nothing but two revolutions means 360 into 2, nothing but 720 degrees. So in a four stroke engine it will take 720 degrees of rotation to complete a whole cycle. Okay, and after that it is going to repeat again, the cycle is going to repeat. So here that is about the crank rotation. Okay, each stroke is going to contain 180 degrees of revolution, and a combination of all four strokes will have 420 degrees of revolution. Okay, now I will clearly say you what is going to happen in each stroke. Okay, what is going to happen in each stroke. Okay, you have a simple idea on what is intake stroke, compression stroke, expansion stroke, and exhaust stroke. Now we will go in depth of this. Okay, what is actually happening within the stroke? Okay, whether it is intake, compression, expansion, or exhaust. Okay, first of all, coming to the intake stroke. Okay, what is going to happen? Okay, since it is SI engine, keep in mind that SI engine, nothing but spark ignition engine. Okay, four stroke spark ignition engine. Here, four stroke means we are going to have four strokes. Those are intake, compression, expansion, and exhaust. Okay, during these four strokes, we are going to have 5 events. Okay, during these four strokes, we are going to have 5 events. One is suction. Okay, one event is suction, another event is compression. Okay, so when it is SI engine, we are going to have constant pressure, sorry, constant volume heat addition. Okay, so that is one stroke, that means nothing but combustion. Okay, the third event is combustion. Okay, and fourth event is again expansion, and fifth event is exhaust. Nothing but these residual gases will leave the combustion chamber. Okay, or cylinder. Okay, see here, during these four strokes we are going to have 5 events. One is intake or suction, second one is compression, okay, third one is combustion, okay, and fourth one is expansion, and expansion or power stroke, we can call it as expansion or power stroke. Okay, and fourth one is exhaust. Okay, during all these four strokes or 5 events, only during expansion stroke, okay, only during expansion stroke or expansion event, the power is going to be developed here. Okay, during this expansion stroke only we are going to get the power. That's why we are going to call that as expansion or power stroke. Okay, we can also call it as intake or suction stroke. Why? Because there will be suction, of air from this inlet valve. Okay, that is the overview, just overview. Now I am going to talk about in-depth details. Okay, what is going to happen within the intake stroke? Okay, as I already said, first of all, coming to intake stroke, as I already said, in this stroke the piston is going to move from top dead center to bottom dead center, and what is going to happen, the valve is going to the inlet valve is going to open now, but the exhaust valve remains closed. In this stroke, whenever this piston is going to move from top dead center to bottom dead center, what happens, there will be suction created. Okay, that means because of that the pressure and temperatures will be very low. That means at atmospheric conditions, below atmospheric conditions will be there. Okay, that means negative pressures will be there. Okay, when compared to the atmosphere, the pressures within this cylinder because of this suction, because of the piston is going to make a void here. At the constant volume, the piston is going to create more space here. Volume is going to be created. Okay, piston is going to move from top dead center to bottom dead center means, so what is going to happen to the combustion chamber? The volume is going to increase. Okay, so whenever the piston reaches bottom dead center, the volume here is going to increase here. Volume increases. Okay, at this time, what happens means the conditions within this combustion chamber are negative pressures. Okay, the negative pressure will be created. Okay, when compared to the atmosphere. So that what happens during this, and also this inlet valve is going to be opened. Okay, so what happens means this air fuel mixture is going to be sucked into this combustion chamber until it reaches the bottom dead center. Until the piston reaches bottom dead center, the air fuel mixture or charge is going to come into this combustion chamber. Okay, whenever it reaches bottom dead center, this intake valve is going to close. Why? Because that is the start of next compression stroke. So intake valve or inlet valve has to close here. Okay, so whenever it reaches the bottom dead center, and these valves are going to be controlled by the actuating mechanism, that is using camshaft. I already said you about camshaft. With the help of camshaft and its accessories like cams and rollers, these valves are going to be maintained. Okay, these are already predefined. Okay, depending upon the crank rotation. Okay, so whenever the crank is at TDC, that means 0 degrees of rotation, this intake valve will open. Okay, whenever it reaches uh, see here, there will be a link between this crank and this camshaft. Okay, so this crank, the rotation of crank itself actuates the mechanism of inlet and exhaust valves. Okay, in every cylinder. Okay, so you have to keep in mind that, so if the piston is going, if the crank is going to be at 0 degrees, the intake valve opens. Okay, if the crank is at 180 degrees, the exhaust valve closes. Okay, and it remains closed till it reaches exhaust valve, exhaust stroke. Okay, during the expansion, that means until it reaches here. Okay, that means 360 plus 180 something will be there. Okay, at that till that angle, both the valves are going to be closed, and at the whenever the crank is here during the exhaust stroke. Okay, then the exhaust valve is going to close, and whenever the crank reaches here again 360 degrees or 720 degrees or 0 degrees, this exhaust valve is going to close. Okay, 720 or 0, again this exhaust valve is going to close. So okay, from the exhaust valve will remains open from here. Okay, from here to here. That means during the exhaust stroke, this is exhaust valve is going to close here. Okay, that is the confirmation you need to get. Okay, see here, within the because of suction created because of moving the piston from top dead center to bottom dead center, there will be a void created here. That means negative pressures are going to be here. So because of that, whatever the air or air fuel mixture or charge is there, that is going to get into the combustion chamber. Why it is going to get into the combustion chamber? Why? Because pressure or anything will travels from high pressure to low pressure. Okay, air fuel mixture or air will travel from high pressure to low pressure. So here there will be low pressure created when compared to the atmospheric pressure. So now the atmospheric pressure is the high pressure. So here the void is there already, a negative pressure is there. So here air fuel mixture or charge is going to get into the combustion chamber. Why? Because here we have negative pressure. Okay, that is the stroke we have within the intake. That is the total whatever is going to happen in the intake stroke is that one. Okay, I will briefly tell you once again. During intake stroke, the piston moves from top dead center to bottom dead center, and the crank will start from 0 degrees to 180 degrees. Okay, and again the during the stroke, this inlet valve is going to open, and at this, because of suction created, okay, and the increase, there is increase in volume. Okay, there is increase in volume. Because of that, what is going to happen, there will be void created. That means the pressure and temperature is going to decrease here, so that high pressure air. Okay, when compared to inside combustion chamber pressure, it is going to be at high pressure and temperature, so these are going to be sucked into the combustion chamber. Okay, why? Because always air fuel or air fuel mixture will travel from high pressure areas to low pressure areas. Since there is a low pressure here within the combustion chamber, this air fuel mixture or charge is going to get into the combustion chamber. That is the